So, my dear Cancer, this is your reading for the month of Aries, which means the Sun is now in Aries, and Aries is giving the light to the Chariot, to Cancer, which is where the Moon is standing in. So here we see very clearly that meditation, looking deep within, understanding how these things functions, are helping you to give you directions to get out in life and to manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest. And this is important that we understand that the 4 is responsibility, and that the 7 sometimes is a weak point, but also an enlightening moment, but a moment that can throw us off tremendously and is testing us. And so you can see how he is focused between the black and the white Sphinx. Your court card is the Queen of Cups. If your birthday is between June 10th and July 12th, this is your court card. As you can see, she is facing the left spinning cycle. You're getting today a right spinning reading. That means I have only 10 arcanas here. And on your full moon reading, you get all 22 major arcanas. And we're looking at the soul path, because left is soul and right is human path. So you're looking at your cup and you're protected, and that's your, how would I say, your driving power in your life, right? The love that you want to give to the people that are around you, because you are ruled by the moon. And so the moon is the mother, and the moon is also the subconscious, right? The intuition. And you are the 4th house of friends and family. Meanwhile, Aries is ruled by Mars and is the 1st house of self, right? Of that, who am I in this world? Connecting back to your last reading, where Pisces Sun was giving the light to the Cancer Moon, the 6x8 portal brings you clearly an infinite amount of healing power. So you did go through a really deep healing back then, and you can see how she's holding her heart and is facing the left spinning cycle, right? So each time when you see in a card the left spinning cycle or way, then it means it's the soul, and right, it's the human. Good, so let's begin. On the position of the Fool comes the 6 of Cups. And the 6 of Cups is Sun in Scorpio, are memories of your past, and you see how he's facing the left spinning cycle, because the Fool is not physical yet, is a state of consciousness. And so deep within you, something is emerging as that my childhood, right? A remembering of your childhood, or someone is coming back into your life that you haven't thought about for a while, and now all of a sudden you think about that person. And so the 6 is also connected with the hexagram, with the perfect energy of uniting the 2 triangles, the triangle that's pointing down and the triangle that's pointing up. So you have here this inner child moment, and you're remembering something out of your childhood. On the position of the Magician comes the medicine wheel, and the medicine wheel has the number 35, and the 3 is connecting you then through the Empress, and the 5 through the Hierophant. The Empress is the first form that we can see something is coming into form, because the Empress gives birth to everything. And 5 is always the 5 fingers, the 5 senses, the question of why am I here? And here then calculated together it's an 8, you are in the medicine wheel, in that infinite spiral of north, south, east, west. So as you can see, you have the hummingbird, you have the jaguar, you have the eagle, and you have the snake. So you are very much connected to a very spiritual practice, and you remember something out of the past, that something happened back then in your spiritual practice. Because, I mean, this is what the shaman does, and the magician is a shaman, right? He has all 4 elements on the table, and here you have all 4 directions through the medicine wheel. And it's very important that you understand the power behind that. The emotional power now through the 6, going into the 8. The infinite moment of recognizing that everything is coming and going. Then on the position of the High Priestess comes the 10 of Swords, Sun in Gemini. And the 10 of Swords is intense, is the dark night of the soul, is mentally you're going through something that is shifting your perspective in this life. And the High Priestess is the intuition, is the one that is actually noticing that something is needed, because she's also connected with the moon, and the moon is always that subconscious. And something is coming to you, and you can see how here's the sign of Gemini and here's the sun. And in the middle there is something that is like pushing you to the edge. Because all the swords except 2 are broken or crooked. And it's almost saying, yes, there's only, in the end of all your thinking is only 2 thoughts, and that's the masculine and the feminine. And so there is a moment of you really, really letting go of something that doesn't work in your life anymore. Something that comes to an end. It's like, okay, I cannot continue like this anymore, and this is your intuition telling you that you gotta stop. Something, the way you think, the way you look at this world. Right, so this card is also called the Lord of the Ruin. It can be intense, but you have the medicine wheel. And so let's see how it goes further. Then on the position of the Empress comes the World. And here we have all 4 fixed sign: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And of course you already had Scorpio, Sun in Scorpio. And Scorpio are deep emotions, emotions that are resurfacing. Emotions that are now hopefully helping you with this 10, because the Empress is the number 3, and now you have the 21, which is also 3 when we calculate it together. So you have here the High Priestess and the Magician. So you have the World that is going through some very difficult transitions. And at the same time, with the 1 on the Magician, you also have the medicine wheel. You know that whatever is happening right now out in this world, it's meant to be. The transformation, sometimes certain transformations are brutal. If you're not awake, if you're not recognizing that certain things must go so that other things can come. And then you have on the position of the Aries the 4 of Cups, which is moon in Cancer, which is very interesting, right? So you have then the Cancer energy, the moon in Cancer, and it's almost like he is giving you 4 more cups to these 6 cups, and then you have 10. And it's almost like now you have another 4 emotional situations or energies to almost counterbalance now these 10, right? And you see how he's looking at the 3 cups that are standing there, and he's not seeing that a higher consciousness is giving him another cup. And this is what the moon in Cancer does, right? It's like we have everything and we don't recognize that there's more coming. There's a yearning within you, and that's what the moon in Cancer does, a yearning to get more emotional balance, because you're emotionally sometimes quite a little bit unstable. So you have 6 cups, and another 4 cups, that's 10 cups, and the 10 of cups is Mars in Pisces. And so you're really awakening here to something quite intense, and that's what Aries is bringing you. Aries is the sun, is giving light to the moon in Cancer. And so here you have the answer. Moon in Cancer is bringing you one more cup, is bringing you stability. It's almost like Aries energy is here, and you're getting more stable, you're getting more connected also with the heart. And then comes on the position of the Queen of Cups, the Princess of Swords. And those are all 3 air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And so you are recognizing that there is something with these 10 of Swords, because the Ace of Swords is never really calculated with a zodiac sign. The Ace of Swords connects with all zodiac signs, but then we have 9 swords, which are then connected with these 3 air signs, right? Gemini, and of course this is Sun in Gemini, and then Libra, and of course Aquarius. So here you get maybe the answer to these 10, that the young generation is able to help you. And now look at that, it was raining like crazy, and now the sun is coming out. So there is help in form of the younger generation helping you to overcome the cruelty that you see in the world happening. And it makes you even sit here in such a way that you don't see that there's more happiness coming to you, more beautiful things coming to you. Then on your position, the position of the Chariot, comes the Aeon. Number 20, right? This is the new time, the new zeitgeist. This is the last judgment. And here you are recognizing that something shifting, something important wants to change, and you feel that. And that's why you're ready in your chariot, and that's why you're ready to go out there in this world. And you need to be prepared. You need to know that it is important, that you know that you are yourself now the chariot, that you can make that direction, that you can make the energy. And always remember that meditation is the only way to access these thoughts that maybe disturb you, that maybe give you a feeling of everything is going crazy out there. But there is a new birth of a new child coming, a new time is coming. And the new generation knows that, the new generation feels that, right? They're ready for that. And now, the sun is coming and is blinding me, comes on the position of the moon, comes this oracle card, the number 30, the horseman, the herald of a chance. And it's almost like it's saying, yes, you have the desire to go into a new age. You have the desire to just go for it. And to sit on a horse, it's like the horsepower is giving you truly power to now go into this beautiful path of self-discovery through the new age, and the longing to come out and the longing to evolve is there. And you see, it's like, okay, I'm going, and the 3 is almost like the world needs that. And then on the position of the sun, which is coming so strong, comes now the home, or the hearth, the comfort, the number 11, a portal, the 1-1 portal. And in that portal you recognize the clarity that sun brings, right? It was raining, and now the sun is coming, and everything is brighter and much happier. And this is what Aries brings to you, the security of the home, to look deep within, and you see that you are ready to go that step forward, and it makes you happy. And now in the last position, the position of the world, which came up on the Empress, comes the 8 of Swords. So you have 10 swords, and then you have another 8 swords, that 18 swords, that's the moon. That's the moon card. And the moon is the desire to evolve, and on the position of the moon came this desire, and it's going to help you to get out of something that is holding you a little bit of prisoner. Certain thoughts, it's almost like something is not right. What is it that you think about? Right, when you think about the 10 of Swords, and again 8 of Swords. But together 18 swords is the 1 and the 8. And on the 1 you have the medicine wheel. So use all directions to heal. And the 8 is that infinite loop also of the wheel. So in the position of the Magician came the wheel, the medicine wheel. And so 18 swords, or 18 thoughts, will be healed through the medicine wheel. And I'm just going to read to you out of the medicine wheel what it wants to tell you, because I think it's important. To manifest clear blue skies in your life, it is important that you take a look at certain aspects of your being. Enter the medicine wheel from the south and reflect on how you are still clinging to events from the past. Continue to the west and notice which relationships are toxic and drain your energy. Step into the north and ask yourself, do I know my passion, and show it. And at the east direction, visualizing how you want to live the next chapter of your life. It is up to you how much time you spend in each direction, minutes, days or months. But when you are done, make sure to step outside the wheel and contemplate your journey. Right, so then you have what it needs to take that journey. You have it, the 10. But you also have certain things that you are maybe clinging on. And so here we have in the middle the Court card, and underneath we have the Hearth. The solution is here. The solution is to know what you want, to let go, to know that letting go is always very important, so that you can then go forward in your desire to experience new adventures, right? Because that's what here comes after the Eon. The new Eon is coming, and after you have done the medicine wheel. And the 8 with the medicine wheel, right? It's like, that's what the shaman does. The shaman is looking deep within in the dark and recognizes that dark, isn't evil, isn't negative. It's just dark, and that's where we can find the light. So 2 times 8, it's really important for you to recognize that you find your true home. Do everything you can to get into your true home. And find that for the world. Find that for other people. Help them. And don't hold on to thoughts of the past. Oh, back then it was much better. No. It's equally good right now. Because look what you got. You got 4 more cups, so you have 10 cups. 10 cups that counterbalance these 10 thoughts. And then you understand how, I'm going to put this down, how here now comes the 6, the closing. I'm going to put this down as well. Here comes the closing. And that closing is important because the 10 and the 8 of Swords creates the number 18, and 18 becomes a 9. And the 9 is then the completion. Right? Like I said, the completion of these 9 swords, because the Ace of Swords is that clear thought. And then you can let go of the past. You can really truly let go of the past and combine these 4 with the 6 and create a whole new world for yourself. Wow. Now we have the closing of the reading. Beautiful connection, right? Sometimes I don't see it. When it's lying here, I don't see the reading, but when I put it in here, I can see it. So I hope I see you in the next one, because then the Earth is spinning in such a way that we see behind the Sun the constellation Taurus. And Taurus are the 5 senses, which are in here in the 35. The 5 senses, how this world makes sense, right? By focusing on the duality that is creating the next 3, that is creating the next world. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.